a regular at the Savage Henry Comedy Club. If you don't know where that is, that's in Humboldt. She has come all the way from Humboldt to make you laugh. Give it up for Jessica Grant.
No, I didn't recognize me. It's always the first. I was in Toronto, Canada. I was 8 years old. Okay, all right. I was like, come from Humboldt. And I was like, you got any green? I was like, I'm in third grade. Well, of course I do. Yes, I drove 7 hours to be here today with you guys in this car. For those of you who don't know where Humboldt is, I'll put it into perspective. I came from a place where I have to drive a minimum of 4 hours to get to a 7-Eleven. Yeah. So it's really great to be in your town with like crosswalks and streetlights and shit. It's very exciting. I see you guys are drinking beer. I am not a beer drinker, not a fan of the taste. It's like, can't get over how much it tastes like my mom's breath. I did that joke in exotic Chico, California, a couple weeks ago, and a guy in the front row, an older guy, was like visibly disgusted. He was like, boom! Like, all right, dude, it's a joke. My mom never kissed me. My stepdad did. It's fine. So, how many of you, by round of applause, came here on purpose to see comedy? Right on. That's pretty good. Come from a small town. We do comedy in places where comedy is not meant to be. I was doing comedy in a vape lounge for a little while, you guys. Do you have those? Did you have those? Because I don't think they exist anymore. Because that's just a place you go to sit and you and your friends breath. I did comedy in coffee shops. We'd show up and announce, hey everybody, we're going to do comedy in 5 minutes. And all the students that were just there to use the free Wi-Fi would close their laptop and just fucking leave. Yeah, it makes me feel funny. I did comedy in our one and only strip club in Eureka. The Tip Top Club, yeah. It's located just off Highway 101, right next to an elementary school. That's good. And it wasn't a surprise. I agreed to do the show. I know, what? Not a lot of venues in Humboldt. And I only agreed because I was told that there were not going to be strippers, right? Because I know my limits, and I don't think I'm into that show. But when I got there, I found out there were going to be burlesque dancers between each comedian. Yeah, burlesque, I think it's French for not quite a stripper. Because before my turn to go on stage, a grown woman in like stilettos and a G-string and kitty ears and a kitty tail danced around on stage to some old-timey music, pretending to be a kitty. And then she grinded on some pearls. Yep, and then they brought me out. Like, all right, everybody, now listen to my words and laugh at me, but not like that. It was good. I saw someone raise their hand for burlesque. I think that means they like it or they do it, I'm not sure. And I just want to clarify that I'm not trying to put down burlesque dancers or strippers or anything like that. I think they're doing the Lord's work. Can you imagine? I have very low self-esteem, hence the microphone. I can't imagine showing my tits to strangers like that. Like, the only way I could show my tits to strangers would be like if they asked to see them. But I draw the line, it's a hard line in the sand. Some of you may notice my pink hair. Yes? Very exciting. This is not by choice. I mean, I dyed, yeah, I didn't like fall in pink hair. this haircut. I actually had cancer this past year. Like, so while everybody was like, I can't go anywhere because of COVID, I was like, so I'm gonna get some time off work, right? That's the first thing I thought of when I was diagnosed with cancer. That's how you know you hate your job. I was like, so like 6 rounds of chemo, I get like, what, a couple months off or something? I knew I hated my job when I was pumping gas at the gas station, and it wouldn't take my card, and it was like, see attendant, and I started to walk away, and I was like, I fucking hate this job. I worked at a library, so not a gas station. That's good. I did work at a library for a long time. I used to get sexually harassed at work pretty often. I was surprised too. I worked in the children's room. I tell you what, Eureka kids are a whole different breed. That's like, I had a little boy walk up to me one time. He leaned onto my desk. He got eye to eye with me. He goes, you know, I think you're kind of sexy. Right? Like, damn, dude, you could have dropped the kinda, asshole. Who's teaching little Timmy how to hit on people? Because I kind of feel worse now. Like, does little Timmy want to see my tits, or does he just want a Dr. Seuss book? I can't tell. I did a lot of driving to be here. I drove through the mountains. I drove through the nothingness. I drove just before I left Humboldt County. I saw a sign that said, for elk information, tune into radio 1080 AM. That's how you know you're from a small town. We have an entire radio station devoted to what the elk are up to. And I am from there, so I was kind of curious. I was like, really? What are you guys doing? They're actually producing Rent, the musical Rent, but with elk. I did some comedy in Oregon. You guys fan of Oregon? Yeah, that's why we're here. That's why we're down here. I drove through Grants Pass. Have you ever been to Grants Pass? Thought it would be cool because that's my last name. It's not. It's not very cool. When you drive into Grants Pass, there's a big sign, a big archway. It says, Grants Pass, it's the climate. Right? As though like the pioneers 200 years ago were like horsey carriers, were like, why would anybody want to live? Oh, it's got a nice climate. I could probably stand Grants Pass. It's a very conservative area. I went to go visit a friend of mine who just recently moved there, and I went with my cancer haircut, and we were joking. We were like, everybody's gonna think we're lesbians. Which is funny until I got into the Costco in Medford. And it was like suddenly not funny to the people in Costco. Like I watched an old man in a red hat just watch me walk across the store, and I could see the gears cranking. Like, is she sick or is she gay? Is she sick or is she gay? She's sick for being gay. I'm like, damn, dude. Jesus. This whole time, I've been in remission since last March, so I'm doing good. Everyone's cool. Thank you. But this whole time, I have just been like hoping some redneck piece of shit in my town would be like, fucking dyke. And then I could be like, I had cancer, you know? I just like been waiting for it. And it happened last week. He didn't call me a dyke, but he did in his head, you know? I was getting gas, and this guy looks over and goes, pretty bright hair. And I was like, yeah, man, actually it's the first time I've ever had like fun colored hair before. And he was like, pretty short too. Dude, it was like jackpot, like just like ding, 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 yeah. I was like, well, as a matter of fact, this is long hair for me because I had cancer. And I saw him deflate. Ooh. Oh no. And he got real quiet. And then right before I took off, he goes, well, I hope things are good with that. And I was like, yeah, and I'm gay. Gotcha. We have a real popular coffee shop, Dutch Bros. Do you guys have that? I know I've seen them around, but like, do you guys, like if I say, you don't know what that is at all? Oh, you don't have, but you do know. You know of the Dutch Bros. All right, so Dutch Bros in my area is very notorious for having the bubbliest motherfuckers working there, right? Like you pull up and they're like, hey, what are you doing? What are you up to today? How many dogs do you have? What's your social security number? What's your phone number? What color is your car? Just like, shit. And they're always like that. They're always, you could go there like, I just ran over a dog, and they're like, woohoo! So one day after chemo, I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Dutch Bros and hope they ask me how my day is going. I think I forgot to mention, I had ovarian cancer, which, so I had a full history. I got sent in early menopause, so I'm a little... So I was like, fuck them. And sure as shit, I pull up to the drive-thru, this hot little blonde girl pops out, she's like, hey, what are you up to today? And I was real calm, I was like, well, I just finished 5 hours of chemotherapy, thought I'd treat myself to a coffee. She goes, ooh, fun, me, it's stopped raining, it was supposed to rain all day. Today I'll be right back with your coffee. Only I hadn't ordered a coffee yet. And I felt so bad because that's exactly how I wanted that transaction to go. Like I played it in my head the whole drive over. I was like, yeah, that's it. I was like, I should tell her I'm a comic and that it's totally fine, don't worry about it. And I got like a quick hot flash. I was like, fuck this bitch, and I just drove away. All right, thank you guys. I'm just figuring out. I've got some stickers and some buttons after the show. I would like to
Time, Jessica. Buy some of her shit. Alright? Give her some gas money and get home. Alright, you guys, we got 2 more comics left. Okay, 2 more comics. We have your feature and your